just going to talk real brief. You know, we've all really kind of touched on the season we've had. Before I introduce all the varsity letter winners for this year, I just want to share one more thing with the kids. You know, before we get into handing out these awards. So in the beginning of the year, Coach Tarlow and myself, we kept saying that the biggest reason that teams are, you know, state champs compared to getting knocked out in the first round, or 12-0 compared to like the 6-4 team, sometimes doesn't come down to just talent. It comes down to how much the kids truly like each other. And you know, you could be a teammate, but when things are going bad, you know, do you truly like each other? And we talked to the kids about this in June. And at 1 and 2, if these kids didn't truly love and like each other, season's over. And you know, for the younger guys in this room, my younger players, you know, you were part of all those speeches we talked about. And again, I truly believe that, you know, if we were to tell these kids, listen, we have practice tomorrow, 3:10, we walk uppers, every one of them would be on the field because they truly enjoyed being with each other. And that's what I think makes this season, on top of obviously winning the state title and everything, so special, that these guys were best friends growing up, they're best friends now, and in 20 years when they come back for their high school reunion, this is the stuff that they're going to talk about. So again, gentlemen, congratulations. Before we talked, before our first game, we're playing Paramus, and I always talk to the kids you know, the day of the game or the night before the game, depending on when it was. And I told them every so often, a perfect team or a great team hooks up with a great program, and it creates the perfect storm. And the kids really bought into that. Well, the storm took a little while to get started. You know, we're 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, and now we're losing at halftime at Hanover Park, and all of a sudden the storm starts, and then it starts, and then it goes, and 9 games later, you know, we're sectional champs, and we're playing at MetLife. And guys, that's a credit to you. And again, from the bottom of my heart, for everyone in this room, I want to thank my entire team for everything they did this year. Great job, guys. So I'm going to start with the sophomores. Our first varsity letter winner played defensive end for us, some special teams, Joseph Pizza.
On the sophomore, right? Okay, let me turn it around. Yes.
All right, our next sophomore letter winner. There's really, it was an amazing year for this young man. What was his final one? 53. So Roger Rubinetti. That's all right. Yeah. So let me just briefly talk about Roger. Stay up here. It's even better.
Here?
You know, we didn't know what we were going to do. You know, as far as having a kicker for this year. You know, Roger had wanted to play some other positions. We watched him kick it, and I said to him, I said, you know, you have an opportunity now with the way things worked out to be the varsity kicker. I don't want you to, play JV. I don't want you to practice any other positions. And what was good is he kind of agreed with me, and he said, that's kind of what my dad said. I'm like, really? And, I don't want you going to JV. He's like, yeah, that's what my dad said. So I'm like, yes. He gets it. So, you know, I've been doing this for 25 years. I mean, Roger was 53 for 53. It was 3 out of 4 field goals. You know, MetLife, for those of you who don't know, the pro goalposts are 6 feet in, so 3 feet on each side. He was dead center all 3 kicks. He just did an outstanding job. But again, little things that I remember. Every time he kicked an extra point, it was a quick low five between him and E.J. Comerford. I thought that was fantastic. So what a great year, Roger Rubinetti. Next sophomore I want to talk about is he played offensive guard for us. We didn't know going into the season. We had some questions up front. You know, I watched this kid play early on, and Coach kept saying this kid's going to be a player for us. I know Coach Olson kept saying how good this kid was. You know, we were playing him at tackle, at center. We moved him at guard. We moved him all around, and you know, he did everything asked of him. I think he's an outstanding player for us. Alex was second team all conference offense. He was also an academic all conference football player. Did a great job, Alex Gonzalez. Okay, the next sophomore I want to talk about, again, you know, he played as a freshman for us, played running back, and then going into this year, again, you know, there's some positions going into the season, you know, you have some depth or you don't have some depth. Well, you know, we knew at running back we had him coming back, and I thought he really did a great job. And as the season went on, I thought he got better, the line got better, the offense got better. Really, it's amazing. He's only a sophomore. He's a 2-year starter. He was voted first team, all-conference offense, Dominic Verducci. The last sophomore, to letter, you know, when every year we have the, you know, we invite some of the freshmen to come up on the, for the playoff run after their season is over. You know, X amount of freshmen come up, and last year, Vincent was one of those freshmen, and never had, you know, one of the freshmen come up and actually play in one of the games. He impressed us so much last year in the week or two that he was with us that we actually put him in the playoff game against Rahway as a true freshman, which was you know, something we had never done as far as bringing a kid up. I thought he had an incredible year for us this year. You know, we were a pretty dominant defensive line, and I thought Vincent had a great year. He was awarded second team all conference defense, and he was an academic, all academic team, sophomore Vincent McCoy. Now talk about our juniors a little bit. We got a great junior class. And, you know, we're looking for big things with them. So our first junior I want to call up. Did a great job for us special team wise. Helped us out every day at practice. And again, we're expecting huge things from him, Marcus Celestino. Next junior played wide receiver for us, wide receiver, defensive back. This was a pretty special group we had at the wide receiver position this year, so to break into this group was going to be difficult. And Jacob had a great JV campaign for us, was on special teams. He was like our 4th or 5th kid in. Really did a nice job. We're expecting him to step up and fill some big shoes next year. Jacob Smith. Another junior, due to a couple injuries, we moved him really from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball. He had to start a couple games at guard, did an outstanding job for us, played a lot of special teams, and again, someone we're really looking forward to in the future, Christopher Dogby. Another junior I'm going to talk about, again, played some wide receiver for us, some slot back for us, defensive back, corner safety, played on almost every special team, had a great year for us, again, JV, and really whenever we needed him to step up at the varsity level, did a great job, Thomas Lally. Can you guys behave? No joke. No jokes. Another junior, played linebacker, running back for us. Again, was on every special team. Coming off an injury last year, we didn't know what to expect. He's all football all the time, and he really did a great job for us. And we're expecting him to have a great year next year, James Garcia. Another player for us coming off of an injury. Going into the season, we knew we had some great skilled kids. We had our quarterback coming back, our running back coming back. In any of the newspapers, everybody wants to talk in the preseason. What are your expectations? And I remember just saying, if we can put together an offensive line, I think we can be a pretty good football team. And finding that left tackle is really the key to any offensive line. And again, another young man coming off an injury, did a great job for us. And really, we have 4 out of our 5 offensive linemen back for next year. But this young man did a great job, left tackle John Peterwitz. Again, sticking with the offensive line, Zach was our long snapper, does an incredible job at that. But we really needed him coming into this year to step up from an offensive line position, our center position. I remember talking to him in the beginning of the year, telling him I expect him to be a leader on the team on that offensive line. You know, being the center, he's got to make all the calls. Zach, I thought he did an outstanding job. And again, you know, I think we can be pretty good up front next year. So, Junior Zach Taylor. Another junior offensive lineman. With as much as we throw the ball, you know, we need both of our tackles to really do a great job. And Jared was every bit as good as John, you know, from the right side to the left side. I thought he had a great year, a very physical player. You know, once he really started understanding the position, he turned into a great player. Jared Palatini was voted first team all conference offense. Did a great job, Jared Palatini. Am I the worst with this mic? So this next young man, he's a great kid, and you know, I think I'm a little tense sometimes. And every time I talk to Jack, I'm like, dude, you gotta relax. And, like, for me to say that takes a lot. You know, you make a play, you make a great play, and you know, good job, and then God forbid, you know, something went wrong. You know, he was ready to, you know, beat himself up there. But I thought, Jack, you had a great year for us. He stepped in at the wide receiver spot when we needed him to. He won the starting cornerback job in the summer. He really had a great year for us. You know, heading into MetLife, I think it was like the day before or the practice before, Coach Francis walks him over to me, and his finger's not working very well. And I get pretty squeamish with that, and he's like, Coach, you gotta take care of this. And I'm pulling on this thing expecting the worst, and he's just looking at me. I go, does it hurt? He's like, no. Comes out, I guess he had 2 broken fingers. Played in the you know, every snap against Ramapo at MetLife. Really did an outstanding job for us. Great football player, great kid. Second team all conference defense, Jack Belladino. Another secondary player for us. You know, last year he played a little bit as a sophomore. You know, he played a lot as a sophomore, did a great job for us. You know, so we knew we had him, you know, coming into his junior year. He started free safety every snap for us. He was that 4th wide receiver in what I consider probably the best wide receiver tandem in the state of New Jersey. Really did a great job on both sides of the ball, special teams, special player, special kid. He was also voted first team all conference defense, Ty Sally. last junior I'm going to talk about, obviously everybody in this room, came to all the games, and he was as dominant a player as we've had around here in a long time. From a defensive end standpoint, from a wide receiver standpoint, from a special team standpoint, and he's only a junior. He's a special player. He's a special kid. He's already being recruited by some Division I schools. Pitt was in today. Northern Illinois was in today. So, sky's the limit for Jordan. And, I think he can be a very special player around here. He had a great year for us. But the biggest thing I can say about him is how humble he is. He's such a team player. Everybody in the room, again, it's team first before he does anything else, and that's what makes him special. That's why I think he's going to be so good. First team All-Conference, defensive player. He was first team All-Morris County Coaches Selection also. We had a luncheon today. And again, we have him for next year, so we're very excited about that. Jordan Thompson. Now, very special group, my seniors. A few years ago, back in 2014, we had Coach Francis's cousin transferred in. We won a state title. This year, we had another cousin transfer in. I think that was his nickname for most of the year. He was a cousin of Zach. Brian Taylor came in, and again, it's a tough spot coming in as a senior. And, he really fit in with the group of guys from the day he got to the school. Did a great job for us offensively, defensively. My only regret is I wish I had him for more than the 1 year. And I'm glad you got to enjoy this year. And really special kid, Brian Taylor.
I gotta text me phone.
So the next young man, next senior I want to talk about, he played early on, then he didn't play for a year, and then he asked to come back, and that's a pretty hard thing to do, is come back once you had left. And I told him he's more than welcome, and but the expectations are high, and I expect him to do everything he needs to do to be part of the team, and he really did that. When he had his opportunity to step in and play, he did a good job for us. He played on special teams, linebacker, fullback, Brandon Berger. Next senior, again, this was a pretty special team, and not everybody in this room got to play a whole lot or played as much as they wanted to. But there was a bunch of kids on the team that just enjoyed being there every day. And Brian Brisson was one of them. He did a great job for us. He was a true team player, helped us out in any way we needed to. It was just a joy to have him on the team, Brian Brisson. We got a lot of seniors. Another senior, again, another kid who, came out, did everything that was asked of him. A true team player, never gave us any problems whatsoever. Somebody who just was there every day, did anything we asked him to do, and that's the beauty of football. That everybody feels as much part of the team as the next guy, and this kid is no different. Chris Montoya. clearly the happiest kid on the team is the next young man that so we would stretch, we would do form running, and then he would run, and they would run, and he would do anything we asked him to do. Brian was just a joy to have on a team. You know, he played, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 different positions. He just wanted to be out there with his teammates. Did a great job, but like I said, just a pleasure to have on a team. Everybody loves him. Brian Davies.